What's up, Chic Squad? Back in the building with another video.
Amazing, outrageous. It's simple. I love it. Having you near me.
What's up, everybody? Showing love to solo, taking it easy, and married mothers and brothers out there. If you're new to this channel, make sure you press that subscribe button and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. My name is Chic Mine, and we do a little bit of everything on this channel, okay? So as you can see by the title, I'm just gonna be doing a thoughts and opinions on the last episode of Bad Boys Club. So if you want to get into it, stay tuned. All right, y'all. So this Bad Boys Club, y'all, it's on Zeus. I've been watching this since the beginning, y'all. And it's crazy because I never thought of reviewing it because I was like, I ain't gonna touch base on this thing because it's a lot going on and I just wanna just sit back and just watch it, you know? But it got so intense on this last episode that I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my own little thoughts and opinion just on this episode. Just overall, the show has been crazy. You know, everybody just like got their own personalities. But it's crazy because like Milan, I actually kind of looked at Milan like he was Milan. You know what I mean? We remember Milan from Love and Hip Hop, and I follow him on Instagram, and I always see like him doing his little thing. Well, big thing. You know, I ain't gonna just say little, the little people. And, you know, I look at him like, you know, he is gay, bisexual, you know, but he kind of like how he carried himself. Like, as, you know, how he carried himself, I was like, oh, okay, he one of those, like, you know, try to be diverse with his gay. You know, he, like, wear different clothes. He might dress it up. He might dress it down. He's not really just one of those, like, hey, girl, hey, type, but it's in him. But it's like that's not how he presented. And so I was like, oh, okay, you know, he carried himself like that. He keep his body nice. He take care of his, you know, his figure and all of that. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it was Milan. You know, but Milan really made me look at him a little bit differently on his just past 2 episodes. You know, because it's like, okay, you know, you've been fighting the whole time in his house. You know, I just recently seen on his Instagram where he was just like, this is all fake, and if y'all want to believe reality TV is real and this and this and that, that we've been fighting it, and the fight that he had with Anthony in the house was all fake, and this and this and that. But it's like, okay, if everything is fake, then why did you call the police? You know what I mean? It can't be fake, because when it got real, you called the police. You know what I mean? So it's like, it just don't make sense to me. You know, can you please just make it make sense to me? Like, how is you in a house and it's the Bad Boys Club? Y'all been fighting all through this house. Like, everybody's been fighting. You snuck Carry On. You know, Carry On, he can't fight. We already, you know, he can't fight. But Carry On is the type of person that he is not gonna just run and give up just because he can't fight. You know what I mean? He's still gonna stand there and just deal with it and deal with it and deal with it. And that's what I personally like about Carry On, honestly. You know, he got like that type of personality that it's like, okay, I know I might not be the biggest or the baddest, but I'm not gonna just run. I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna stay right here every day, looking like how I'm looking and doing what I'm doing. You know, and I appreciate that and like that about him, you know, and the fact he Kirk Franklin's son, and you know, the backstory on everything. You know, I'm kind of like, okay, Carry On, he's Carry On. But Milan snuck him. You know, you went and snuck this boy, and it was real when y'all fought, because Carry On eye was red. So it's like, yeah, that was real. Carry On really was fighting you, you know. So it's like, you brought this boy here, Rico, to fight Jonathan. You know, at the time, you already knew that Jonathan may look like he could fight. You know what I mean? Because he looked like it, but then you don't know. Like, because for me, to be honest with y'all, a lot of boys are gay now. You know, it's just like, it's like a lot of boys are gay. Not every boy is gay, but I see more openly gay men now than I have ever seen in my life. And I'm saying that coming from a person who has grew up, you know, and went to school in an era where being gay was like and not so much as cool as it is now, you know. So it's like, if you was gay back in the day, you just was like confident, like, you know, you was brave, because people just didn't come out openly gay now, you know. And a lot of times, you know, some of the gay boys was more of the ones that like stirred up trouble, but you never really seen them in a lot of fights. So this show right here was new to me, because it's like, I didn't really see, you know, I don't really see a lot of gay men really like fighting like on that level. So when I seen Jonathan, I'm like, okay, he a big guy, you know, but can he fight? Can he not? I don't know. I just didn't know, you know what I mean? But Milan kind of like, I guess figured like, you know, he might can fight, you know. So Milan called his homeboy. And it's like, okay, you call your homeboy over here, and then your homeboy fight him.
What you already know.
What you already know?
It's gonna be my room. And
What room is?
this is
It's not.
okay.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
Your homeboy get beat up, okay, the first time. So then after he get beat up, then he tell Milan, what's up, you know? Milan like, I ain't trying to fight. I ain't trying to fight. I ain't trying to fight. I hurt my leg. But it's like, okay, but you the same one that brought this boy. How you gonna bring somebody to fight somebody, but then don't have their back when it comes down to them getting all beat up? You know what I mean? At least you should have stayed there with the boy, or at least try to intervene in some type of way. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that y'all gotta be about that jump life, because that's not always it. But I'm just saying, like, you brought this boy here and you started this stuff, and now you the one that's like missing in action. Like, really, literally, he was missing in action. So then, you know, Jonathan pulled all the boy hair out. That was crazy, you know, because, you know, the boy really, to me, Rico seemed like he was more concerned about his hair than anything. Because, you know, like, he on national television, and, you know, he got like this little George Jefferson type bald spot right there, you know what I mean? So it's like, it seemed like he was just trying to pull anything to tie around his head that he could find, because, you know, it was like he didn't want to like expose his head. That's probably an insecurity of his, you know. So it was just like, he's so worried about that he started getting beat up. But I don't really truly think that he can actually match up to Jonathan anyway, regardless of what he was doing. It's just Jonathan is just, he's a bigger guy, and he is really more of a fighter. He's more of a fighter, you know. Some people just have that in them where they just more fighters. So you know, then it goes downstairs. Jonathan just carried it more like, you know, I'm chilling, I'm going back downstairs, I'm ready to go party now, you know. He just carried it like he was just like nothing just that, you know what I mean? He did carry it like something happened, but he carried it also like he was just like, I'm ready to go back to doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? I'm ready to go back down here and party. And then, you know, Carry On was like, you know, you ready for this? You ready for all this? And he was like, you ready for it, you know what I mean? And so, you know what I mean? He was like, what you doing? Oh, I was up in my room, you know what I mean? So, you know, he just really just who he was. So then the boy come back downstairs, still trying to fight, you know. And I can't blame nobody for how mad you can't tell nobody how mad to get. You can't tell nobody when they supposed to stop. That's one thing that I can say about black people. Some black people don't know when to quit, and that's just us, as the nature of that fight and that anger, and sometimes that we just have of embarrassment, of just defeat, of just feeling like we are lost, you know. So sometimes it's that inner spirit is just like, I'm not gonna quit, I'm not gonna give up. And that's just in everything, not just a fight. So the boy came down more with that instinct, like, I'm not giving up, I'm ready to go back down here and fight again. He go back down there and fight again. He shouldn't even did that. Jonathan punching him to the floor. He slid across the floor. When he slid across the floor, I had to rewind that back like a couple times, because I have, in the history of fights, I have never seen nobody sit down like that and slide back off of somebody hitting them. I have never seen that before. And then Jonathan go back and then punch him again while he down on the ground. Like, Jonathan is just a fighter. That's just his, that's him. You fight him, you gonna fight. But the thing is that Milan up on the wall. You know, all this going on in this house. Everybody like, what the heck is going on? Milan up on the wall. Come on now. Come on now. Like, come on. Come on, Milan. You up on the wall though. Like, you not even like, you like, I ain't come here, but nobody's just trying to kill nobody. He ain't trying to kill nobody. He just throwing them hands. He just giving you, he just throwing hands. That's what he doing, them hands. That's what it is, it's hands. So, you know, he wasn't trying to hurt nobody. Now, he did pick up the fire extinguisher, but I don't know exactly what he was going to do with that, you know, and the fire extinguisher blows off the cool foam, you know, which still was kind of like dangerous, but still, your homeboy still was up there dealing with it. You just did. Like, you come on the line, you know what I mean? So then, you know, things progress, and the boy can't find his Jonathan can't find his piece to his chain. He going off like that. The security guard can't even deal with Jonathan. Jonathan is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to just he's a security guard, you know. He's a force to be reckoned with. So he out there still going off. The boy trying to pick up stuff, whatever. It's just a hot mess. And so Milan calls the police. Like, I was just disappointed. Like, that's getting back to the beginning when I said I always looked at Milan like Milan, you know. But Milan called the police. Like, come on now. I understand that people on here that may feel like calling the cops is the right thing to do when people are going crazy. But we are in a house where it's called the Bad Boys Club. We fighting every other day. We fighting sometimes 10 times a day in this house. And we have a real fight because everything else was fake. So now we have a real fight that you started, that you brought together. And now you're the one that's calling the police. That's not cool. That's not cool, because the only reason it's not cool is because first, we already know how it is with the police. The police could have came in there for what you called them for, but a lot of other things could have went down, you know, because of you, you know, when the police are called, you know. So it's like you gotta be mindful as, you know, African American, brown, black, whatever. You gotta be careful how you handling things when you are also in the wrong, because you doing a lot of wrong things right now. Everybody in there was probably doing something they ain't supposed to be doing in so many ways. So you could have caused more problems. You know, you on this show, you doing this, you could cause this whole production to get shut down. You know, like, you don't know. Like, you gotta be mindful that it's something you started. You started it. You should have stopped it. You know what I mean? You should have stopped it. You should have stopped it. Because the police didn't stop it. You know, because you still wanted to go back. And they went up and him and Jonathan had some type of conversation off camera. Don't know what they talked about. But they ended up sending Jonathan back to the hotel the next day. Which was like, Jonathan was still mad about it, because it's like, I keep fighting. I mean, I'm fighting and I'm going through all this, and every night y'all keep sending me to a hotel. Which I understood it, you know what I mean? Like, y'all in the house, y'all gonna fight. After a while, y'all gonna be cool if y'all chill out enough, you know? Him sending him to the hotel just is making him more angry. So all I know is when they showed the scene the next day, he come and you just see Jonathan with a chair, like on WWE. You remember on wrestling how the wrestlers go and they be hitting people with the chairs, like boom, boom.
Wait, you being pussy hit with
I'm gonna get my gun on his toe.
And Jonathan was running the boy Rico down with a chair, like pow, pow, pow. The camera crew went out there. Nobody was out there. It's just people had this on their phones, and it was just like, what in the heck? But my thoughts on that, because it wasn't caught on camera, I truly just don't believe the way that Jonathan was. Jonathan is a fighter. You know, he's not a person that just has to attack. And I truly believe that when he came, I don't believe that he truly was the aggressor at first. I feel as though Rico, the one who couldn't quit, was the one who kind of probably started something with him that day. But we will never know, right? Or we can go off with his hearsay. But to me, I personally feel like Rico said something and it triggered something, because Jonathan was already mad that he had to go to this hotel. And then he come back and this boy outside and some words was exchanged. I don't know who said them, but words was exchanged. And it got to there. And who knows how this chair got involved. You know, because Jonathan can naturally beat this man from what I've seen. So I don't understand why the cheer came to play unless the cheer was picked up by Rico and Jonathan picked it up and took it and started hitting him with it. Who knows? I don't know. But I know, here go Milan. Who started all of that? Who was outside? Like, Milan, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at this point. You already showed that you're not in this. You feel what I'm saying? So why does it matter? Why does it matter who was out there? It don't matter. You know? And you like, well, if y'all was out there, why nobody came and got me? Because nobody came and got you. You wasn't around last night. Maybe if you was around last night when everything was going down, they would have looked towards, go get Milan. Go get Milan. Milan was MIA. And calling the police at the same time the night before. So of course everybody is gonna be not thinking about Milan. Who's thinking about Milan, you know? Then when Milan finally come down, he calls the police again. Now he calls the police because the boy that got, you know, hurt. Now he got to get stitches or whatever. But that's still something that could have been handled off camera, you know. But if they want to take it on that level, they can. Milan said, oh, no security was called, no this. It's like the only reason I feel like that about it, it's not that I'm against people, you know, calling for protection, you know, because if vice versa, if it was a woman in an abusive relationship, we would want her to get help, right? But in this case, Milan has been a fighter in this house. Milan has been a aggressor in this house. He was real fucked up, bitch ass. Oh! He's been a bully in this house. You know, and then as soon as somebody start a fight or fight's really going down, now you're the protect and serve man. I just don't get that part. You know what I mean? That's the part that I just can't, it just don't sit well with me. Not the fact that, okay, this boy got hurt. It's just now you protecting and serving. In that case, why did you jump on carry on from the back where he couldn't see you? You know, why did you put on a whole big scene about that? If you say it's fake, but come on now. How is that fake? Attacking somebody. You sneak people. But yet, as soon as you see a real fight going on, oh, now you want to call the police. You know, it's like, I don't like that kind of stuff. That's not a bad boy. That's not a bad boy. I always looked at Milan differently, but that's not a bad boy. So, Jonathan ended up going home. And I guess Rico staying. It was funny though when Gutter was like, when Jonathan was hitting Rico with the chair, the little patch on Rico's head was like showing. Ooh, Lord have mercy. He just need to cut it off. He just need to let it go. You know what I mean? Cause you could see his little balls fried. As he was getting hit with the chair, you go look to the camera, you can see him running. He got this little bald spot. It's like, God, my nose. Jonathan know better. He know better. You know what I mean? He knows better. But he ended up going on home. So now it's probably gonna calm down again. I don't want Milan saying nothing. Now Milan got the boy Rico in the house. So it's like Milan won double. You know what I mean? He got Jonathan out the house, the one he was scared of, and went in one fight and knew that was going to take his room. And now he got another boy. You know what I mean? Somebody that he know going to do what he said. Now the boy that's with him will fight, but he's probably not going to fight Milan. So now Milan is back powerful in the house again, calling shots, making the rules. You know what I mean? It's like Milan. It's like Milan. I guess that is a bad boy, ain't it? I guess it is. It's a shiesty. That's a shiesty bad boy. You know what I mean? Like, you're a shiesty. You know, and it's like you get to see people's character. His character is like, ooh, you know what I mean? He got some character to him now. But that's pretty much the show and my thoughts and opinions on that. I don't know if I'm going to be talking about this show no more, but it was just so intense. I was like, let me just go ahead and talk about it a little bit because I've been watching this thing since day one. So I'm caught up on everything that's been going down on this show. So for it to get so intense and heightened now, it's like, dang, even though they was fighting on the first episode they was just fighting all over the place. But I thought like, okay, cool, we still gonna see how it go. And it got better sometimes, you know, but we're gonna see what goes on, y'all. And you know, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment your thoughts and opinions below about this episode because it was crazy. Actually, it was the last 2 episodes because it like backed off of each other. Let me know. You can always watch this on Zeus. That's where I watch it at. I don't know, the subscription is like what, $5.99. My subscription don't cost you anything, so just subscribe onto the channel, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Our conversations outrageous. You smile and I smile.